Hi, Warriors, Traviseen here, and welcome back to our adventures with the Gnome Warlock. Today we are in Ironforge, guys, and we will be making quite the journey today. All the way to Shadowfang Keep. Because we have a Warlock quest to complete called the Orb of Sorenruk. And we need the large Sorenruk fragment, which is supposedly at Shadowfang Keep. I'm pretty sure it's inside the dungeon, so
What's on your mind?
we need to get in there soon. And I did a little bit of tailoring, guys. We made some reinforced linen capes that have 11 armor. Probably just going to sell these. And we got our tailoring to 75, which means we can now learn Bolt of Woolen Cloth. So we'll learn that. I won't make any at the moment, though, any bolts, because we actually need some of our wool to level up first aid. We're also going to get the next rank of first aid on our way to Shadowfang Keep. Up here in the Arathi Highlands, there's a place called Stromgard, and there's a vendor there that you need to speak to, and he teaches you a few first aid talents.
I think not.
I think we also learn silk cloth from him as well, maybe? Or is it mage weave? I think he teaches us heavy silk bandage and mage weave bandage. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing well today. I'm doing pretty good. Checked out the TBC Dark Portal opening yesterday, and it was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. A lot of lag at the beginning, over an hour it took for the servers to stabilize for us to actually start playing, but it was pretty fun. All of us were hanging out in front of the Dark Portal. The Horde seemed to have taken the front of it, and then all the Alliance were just above, looking down on them. We couldn't really attack them because it was so laggy that, I don't know, nothing would have happened. So we kind of just all sat there together and wait for the portal to open. And then once it opened, nobody could really get in. So we had to wait over an hour to get it going. But once we got it going, it was a lot of fun. Did a little bit of world PvP, a few quests. And now we are getting into the dungeons, which is interesting because I didn't really tank any of these dungeons back in 2021, so it'll be a new experience for me on the Paladin. Alright, so here we are in Menethil Harbor, guys. And we are going to be making a run through the wetlands. Not sure if there's any like quests for us to pick up for us to bring north. Looks like we're okay. But yeah, we're going to be running through the wetlands, guys. All the way up to the Arathi Highlands, and then to Hillsbrad Foothills. We'll probably get probably set our hearth here. We'll get the flight points as well at South Shore. And then after South Shore, we'll make our way to Shadowfang Keep, which is just over here in Silver Pine Forest. So quite the journey today, guys, but it's worth it. We'll get these flight points, and we'll hopefully complete the Orb of Sorenruk quest. Also forgot to turn a couple quests in here. Knowledge of the Deeps and an old colleague, but we'll do that later. And there was a TBC trailer that came out. It seems like they used updated I guess, updated graphics to show it. Some people were kind of upset about that. I thought it was whatever. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It's kind of interesting actually seeing what the characters would look like with updated graphics. I've been kind of interested in that. It does have kind of a Disney vibe, though. Sort of looks like the retail version. I think they could change it, though. Make it a little bit more dark if they ever decided to give Classic a graphics overhaul. But the characters it looked like retail characters in a TBC cinematic. You got a Draina here, level 18 Paladin. Doing the good old wetlands run. Let's get our imp out here. Heading all the way to Ironforge. What a journey. Decent time to go. Still have to kind of watch out for the level 22 crocodiles. See that? I'm getting attacked by those crocodiles. Oh, got dazed. Should we help them? No, it looks like they're okay. That's the scary part in hardcore when you're doing the wetlands run. You have to really watch out for the crocodiles that can kill you. But I think the trailer overall looked kind of cool. I enjoyed it. But I can see why people were complaining about, I guess, the way the graphics looked like retail. I still believe if they updated the graphics, it could look cool. Like, we don't have to always have the graphics look like this, even though they look good. And, like, it's what we're used to. I still think that they could update it and make it look... Like, even this is kind of, I wouldn't say Disney, but it's lighthearted. You know what I mean? It's not... Like, I know that they're saying that the graphics look a little Disney in retail, but, like, even, like, Classic is, it's not as lighthearted as retail, but it's still pretty lighthearted. In my opinion. Like, look at this guy. Doesn't look scary. I guess if we showed an orc running, though, the orcs can look kind of ugly. Same with the undead. And there was a little interview that talking about the future of WoW. I think Ian Hazakosis was in it, and when they say they're making changes to the game. I want to make it more social and more inviting for players to play. I honestly think if they wanted to do that, and they wanted to expand the player base, they should make a show. It would be good. It'd be a good idea. I think because it's been working well for Fallout. Every time Fallout has a new season, I think the player numbers do go up for their games. I recently just watched the Fallout Season 2. It was pretty good. I'm looking forward to 3. I think they're making a pretty quality show. They're going to have multiple seasons, which will be cool for new players to check out if they ever start playing Fallout. I do recommend, though, kind of binge watching it. I think it's a lot better that way. Season 1, I binge watched all the episodes in one night, and it was a much better experience than the weekly episode in season 2. Kind of wish I waited for the entire season to release instead of just watching an episode every week. But there will be a season 3 that kind of gave us a little cliffhanger at the end, and that's all I'll say. I'm not going to ruin it for anybody, but I thought it was a decent season. And I think if World of Warcraft did that, they have so much lore, and there's so much that they can show to the world about how much, lore they have for this game. And the stories that they could tell, that they could maybe interest new people into joining. And I think there's nothing wrong with what they're doing with retail. Because as long as they don't mess around with Classic, like, I don't experiment all you want with retail. That's the whole point of retail, right? Is to find new things to make World of Warcraft better. And right now they're clearly focused on the social aspect of the game, which is why we're seeing the housing released. There was a comment that someone made in the interview. I forget their name, but it kind of it bucked a few people, saying that they said like they wish they didn't call it. She wished that they didn't call it Warcraft because it's kind of intimidating. I guess so. I don't know, but like that's the theme of the game. It's like changing Star Wars, the name of Star Wars, right? Like, what are you gonna call it? Like Star Battles? Like, Star Wars just sounds better. I think there's nothing wrong with the name, the title, but we're clearly trying to get more people into the game, and this game is a little bit intimidating if you've never played it before, like, because there's just so many things you have to learn. In terms of that the game just doesn't teach you how to do. I think that's the most intimidating thing about playing World of Warcraft. Is all of the outside add-ons you have to find out about and download. And this UI that I'm using here, this isn't even the UI that I use, but I use this UI because it sort of looks like the UI that players would normally use. I usually use ElvUI, and I have like a weak aura in the middle, usually telling me all my cooldowns and what buttons I need to be pressing and all this stuff. And like to get all that going, you need to go to like outside websites outside of the game to download, and you have to set it up, and that's the most intimidating part. Is like figuring all that stuff out. I think I made a video on how to set up ElvUI and weak auras. I think those are the most important add-ons. Obviously, this one's pretty important. Recount, or details, this one's called. There's another one called Recount. So there we go. We got the flight. We got the Flight Master here at Refuge Point. Now we're gonna head over to Stromgarde, guys, and update our first aid. But yeah, that's the most intimidating part about playing World of Warcraft. Maybe I'll make another video about like UI and add-ons on this Warlock after we hit 70. So I'm going to be changing the UI completely and going back to ElvUI. I'm going to do that on the Paladin as well. Because like with the weak aura, like your buffs are up here. The weak aura shows it all here. This is where you're usually looking, right? So you're not going to forget to use demon armor, because it'll show that it's down right in front of your face, instead of having to like put your eyes up here. It's just it's it's a better way to play. Okay, we're getting chased by this Strider. Hopefully we can get away. Yeah, we got away. Nice. It's a close call. You have any food to eat? No, I'll eat some of this meat. Get our health back up. I probably should have got some soul shards. We'll get some in Silverpine Forest. Or maybe Hillsbrad will be able to get a few. Yeah, that's the most intimidating part is the add-ons, in my opinion. It's not the... And that's why they're trying to get rid of the add-ons. There's a guy doing some fishing. That's cool. That's why they're trying to get rid of the add-ons in retail. Supposedly that's not working out too well. From what I've heard. Supposedly, like, people are still going to be downloading add-ons, or there's new add-ons they have to download. I don't really know the full story on that, but I know they're trying to incorporate their own add-ons so people don't have to do that, which would make the game more inviting. And I think they should. They should try to create all the most important add-ons that WoW players use. The problem is keeping those updated all the time. Because everything here was pretty much updated for free. So it's kind of a competitive advantage that World of Warcraft has. Some people donate to the people who develop add-ons. We might die here. Come on, guys, help me. Stromguard defenders. You gotta be kidding me, man. Here we go. It's watching me die? There we go. But yeah, these were... People would just do this for free. They just update all these add-ons. It's pretty much free labor for World of Warcraft. And what these people are doing is making the game more fun to play. So now if Blizzard takes all that on, they have to pay somebody to keep that updated. Alright, so here we are. This is Deneb Walker, guys. And he shows us expert first aid. This is what these books here that we can learn. Manual heavy silk bandage and manual mage weave bandage. So let's learn expert first aid. I think we need to learn silk bandage from a trainer, though. We need 150 first aid for that. But yeah, you have to come to this guy if you want to get your first aid up. So there we go. We got the 2 books. I'll make a few more bandages. Why not? Maybe this guy was doing the same thing there. Alright, so here we go. Back on our journey to Shadowfang Keep. Wonder if there's anybody making a group. Doesn't look like it. Maybe we'll have to make our own. And to be honest, I don't really mind whatever they do with retail. Just there will always be people that play it. I have no problem with them experimenting or focusing more on making the game more social, or focusing on the social aspects of the game. Because I guess that's where they're kind of lacking. I think Final Fantasy, there's Fosric, we gotta watch over him. It's pretty rough, man. Like, what the heck? I gotta run away? Because Fosric's here. Fosric's coming, run away. We can't just walk by him. We'll die. And I can't go left or right because we have raptors. To patiently wait for Frosrick to pass us. Okay, there you go, Frosrick. Be on your way. It's kind of a tough fight. It's got all these kobolds around him. I fought him on my druid playthrough. I think I soloed him. He's an elite as well. In vanilla. I guess, yeah, they took that away in TBC. Because, yeah, Final Fantasy, the MMO, is much more social. It's more social elements than WoW, supposedly, so I guess they're trying to build on that. Because WoW is a theme park MMO, right? They want you to be able to do anything you can do in one MMO. They want you to be able to at least do it in WoW as well. But I can't see why people say like World of Warcraft's kind of going down the Star Wars Disney route. That makes sense, yeah. If you're a big fan of the original trilogy, the Star Wars is much different now than it was back then. And that's the same thing with the World of Warcraft. Like, if you're a big fan of classic WoW, you know, the original trilogy, same thing as Star Wars. Right? Star Wars had A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi, and World of Warcraft has Vanilla, the Burning Crusade, and Wrath of the Lich King. And even the ending's almost like sort of like the same too, right? Like you defeat the Lich King in ICC, right? And then at the end of the Return of the Jedi, you know, Darth Vader gets defeated on Death Star. Darth Vader and the Lich King are pretty similar. They kind of remind me of each other. I don't really mind. Like, as long as they keep coming out with the original trilogy and we can keep playing it, I'd be happy. I just hope we get some classic era servers for TBC and Wrath, so you can just always log into one of those expansions when you want to. We already have that for vanilla with the classic era servers. We just don't have that for TBC and Wrath yet. But that's kind of the dream for me, is just having a server a dedicated server for those three versions of the game. And then they just come out with a seasonal server that goes through the trilogy. So from vanilla to TBC to Wrath, and then it stops. And then at the end of each version during that season, you can transfer your characters to those classic era servers. So when vanilla ends, you can transfer your 60 to classic era. When TBC ends, you could transfer your TBC characters to the TBC era server, and then when Wrath ends, transfer your Wrath of the Lich King characters to the Wrath of the Lich King era server. And then you'll build up like a bunch of different characters over time, and you'll always be able to come back and play with them again in the raids that you enjoyed playing. Because people put like, you know, like close to 1,000 hours on their characters, like over 500 hours when they go through a full playthrough. Like this Warlock will probably be close to 500 hours, maybe. We'll see. It'd be over 300, that's for sure. Be a pretty long playthrough. The mage was long as well. So I'm not a fan of just like those characters just disappearing. Right? Like it'd be kind of nice to hold on to them. which is why I transferred my mage to the Classic Era server. All right, so here we are in South Shore, guys. Gonna set
Welcome to my inn, weary traveler. What can I do for you?
our hearth here. And we'll make our way to Shadowfang Keep, guys. And we'll probably just park ourselves outside of there. Okay, I'm gonna message this guy. So sure. Let's see if I can get there. Wonder if this priest just wants to invite like non-clothies. It could be like that.
Where would you like to fly?
I don't mind if that's what he's doing, because I understand why. You don't want any competition on the loot off the last boss. We'll just have to make our own group of physical DPS. Here it is here, Shadowfang Keep. Belt of Araggal and Robes of Araggal. You can wear these for a long time. Yeah, on our way, guys. We are on our way. Let's, I don't know if you can pull off of them. There you go. Let's let the dots tick here. Just need to get some shards. Alright, so summon Voidwalker. I don't think we're gonna get an invite. No, they just disbanded. Or they made a group, I guess. I'm gonna have to make my own. Get another couple shards here. Some immolate. Let's see how the immolate does. Yeah, not bad. Let's try it with Shadow Bolt instead of immolate. Just put up the dots. It's pretty close. I think the Shadow Bolt's a little bit faster, but we do use more mana by using Shadow Bolt. Usually you get ganked here. I'm surprised there's like nobody. Everybody's in Outland, man. That's one thing I'm worried about with leveling the Warlock right now is like, am I going to be able to find people to do dungeons with, or are we just going to have to quest? I don't really mind questing, but cool to do some dungeons. There's some people out here, though. There we go. Let's see if we can get an invite with these paladins. I wonder if these guys are doing SFK. This guy's a level 14 with him. We'll make ourselves a hellstone here. Keep farming. Maybe I'll meet somebody when we get there, and they'll just invite me to their group. I don't really mind being in a caster group, though. If we get a piece of gear, we get it. If not, it's whatever. We'll replace it. Okay, we're pretty good on shards now. Oh yeah, we have a few things to teach our Voidwalker. Sacrifice. Rank 2. Not bad. So sacrificing the Voidwalker, giving its owner a shield that will absorb 513 damage now over 30 seconds. And then we have Suffering, which is a new ability. And taunts all enemies within 10 yards, increasing the chance that they will attack the Voidwalker. So we have Torment and Suffering, so that means there's like he has an AoE taunt now. Oh, there's a mage. Doing mage stuff. Maybe he's like leveling mining or something like that. It's like a max level 60, I think. This guy is just looking for SFK. Let's invite this guy. Invite this paladin. See if we can get a group going. Oh, here we go. This is Shadowfang Keep. Damn it. Do they have a healer in there? Let's say I'm outside the dungeon. We're pretty close. Well, close. Close to it. Oh, I gotta... See if we can get an invite here. If not, then, there's nobody doing it. We invited that one guy. It's like everybody left. It's gonna be rough. I should have just stuck with the group I was making. We have to get in there, though. It's the only way we can get our large Sorenrook fragment. Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll just find somebody out front. This guy kind of looks like us. Same hairstyle. But yeah, maybe the name makes it less like inviting for social players. But imagine they change the name of the game. I don't think they'll do that. But I see why people like that are more social would enjoy playing Final Fantasy over World of Warcraft, I guess. You got Barf. Just got to get a good group going here. Can Barf tank? That's the question. Can actually get a good, decent group here. Is 17 too low, though, for SFK? Yeah, it's like one level too low. Does that matter? Not sure. There you go, we can get these two in here. If this guy can tank or no. Yeah, I'm here. It says 17 to 25 SFK. I think he can tank. I don't know. This guy probably needs to get his warlock thing done, so we'll get a warlock. And this guy. Blood elf hunter here. Got a warlock. He's in a Matheron. Yeah. This guy can attack us, but we can't attack him. Where's this warlock? Damn, he's far away. Yeah, I need one more. What if he wants to come and help? Here, we need to make our listing here. Join us. What if they're outside the dungeon? Okay, I'll invite this guy. Did we get that chill lane person? Nice. There we go. I just need a tank. I'm playing with a mate. We make room. I bring. I have to kick this warlock. It's just not a good. It's not a good thing to do, but it is what you got to do. What you got to do to make a group, right? There's nobody around. It's up to this guy. Somebody'd have a tank, a lock, and then I'd keep this guy, and then should be good to go. I don't know what the heck Barf's doing. It doesn't look like he's making his way here. Alright, we got a tank. Let's invite this guy. There we go. We're done. Alright. Need one more. Oh, nice, nice. Nice, you're here. Awesome. We got somebody, guys. That was just outside of the dungeon. How lucky can we get? I think he's like right here, actually. He's not moving, though. Let's go find him. Yeah, making a group's not too bad. We'll give him a star. I don't know, do you guys... You know, the warriors. I don't know, you guys can decide. I don't know. It doesn't really matter, man. You just have one guy. You guys both can tank, like, to be honest. Let's get our imp out, though. I'd rather go DPS now. Okay, you guys can decide. It's up to you. Okay, here we go. Alright, Summons Inc. Okay, go. We're doing it. We're getting in this dungeon. Is he gonna go, I should go imp. He should go... We'll both go imp. I don't think the succubus brings any buffs. Maybe the succubus does more damage, but we have rank 3 firebolt. I think that's probably better. Alright. We got a group, guys. Hopefully this guy doesn't die. This guy should come inside so he doesn't get ganked. Alright, here we are, guys. We made it to Shadowfang Keep, finally. Next episode, we will make our way through this dungeon and hopefully complete the Orb of Soran Rook quest. But as always, thanks for watching. Keep your heads up. Later.